Okay, we're up to the sixth Aliyah in Vayeira and Parsha Bereshit and verse 22. Now it came to pass at that time that Avimelech and Pichol and his general said to Avram, saying, God is with you in all that you do. So now we're about to get an offer you can't refuse. You come up with you come with your general, and you come to like the guy's store and you're sort of like show force, and the guy's like sitting behind the counter, and well, you kind of get the idea is like Abraham's just kind of like minding on his own business, and then all of a sudden this guy Avimelech and Pichol, a general, show up. It's like, here, listen to this offer. And now swear to me by God that you will not lie to me or to my son or to my grandson, according to the kindness which I've done to you, and you shall do to me with me and with the land wherein you have sojourned. And Abraham said, I will swear. Like, yeah, it's like, what choice did Abraham really have? And Abraham contended with Avimelech about the well of the water that the servants of Abimelech had first forcibly seized. I mean, this is totally like mafioso type stuff that's going on. And Abimelech said, I don't know who did this thing. Neither did you tell me, and neither did I hear about it till today. And Abraham took flocks and cattle, and he gave them to Abimelech, and he formed him a covenant. So it's like he gave him like protexio money. It's like this guy shows up with his general, right? It's like he wasn't messing around. It's like he come up with a baseball bat, and it's like the merchant, the little candy store owner is like, okay, so fine, yeah, I'll give you, of course I'm going to make a deal with you, and I'm going to give you extra stuff. I mean, like, what options do I really have here? And this is like Abraham's position in this story, the way it's being told. So he took flocks and cattle and he gave them to Abimelech, and they both formed a covenant. And other than this ridiculously important pasukim, I don't mean to be making light of this. And Abraham placed 7 female lambs by themselves. And Abimelech said to Abraham, what are these 7 female lambs that you have placed by themselves? And he said, for these 7 female lambs you take from my hand, in order that it would be for me a witness that I have dug this well. Therefore I named the place Beersheba, for there they both swore. But we saw that Hagar went to Beersheba, and earlier in the Torah it's named Beersheba. So is there more than one Beersheba? Because it's not really. And then later with Yitzhak, the name gets also called Beersheba. And they formed a covenant in Beersheba, like 7 wells, 7 oaths, 7 lambs. And like Beor, Shava, it's like a play on words. And Avimelech and Pichol, his general, rose and they returned to the land of the Philistines. Here we get mentioned the Philistines. Now, the Philistine here are sea people, right? That's what all the archaeologists and historians, like the vast majority. So they're not even native, according to most historians, they're not native to Eretz Israel, to Canaan. They're like from the Aegean, the Greek islands, the Mediterranean islands around Greece. And he meaning Abraham, planted an Eshol in Beersheba, and he called there in the name of the Lord, the God of the world. Here he says Yud Kei Vav Kei. So he's using Yud Kei Vav Kei. So it's very, very strange. I asked this question before. How is it that he's using Yud Kei Vav Kei? But later, like God says to Moses that I didn't reveal myself and that aspect to the forefathers, but here we see that it's being used, and that Abraham even calls out to God in that name. And Abraham dwelt in the land of the Philistines for many days. Now, when it says Yemim or Behim, it's usually not days; it's usually years. Why the Torah does this? Why the Torah speaks in this fashion is a great question. Most of the standard Meforshim say it's because the Torah is written in the language of the men, and this is how people write. But this is also where, the biblical critics come along and say, hey, people really did write the Bible. So sort of like a double-edged sword to say that the Bible is written in the language of man, and then that leads to this argument that it was actually written by men and not by God, given to Moses. But that ends the 6th Aliyah, and we're almost wrapping up this amazing, incredible Parsha, which so much of Judaism and our connection to Eretz Israel stands on.